Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loads 15, where I'll be giving you my each way Lucky 15 predictions as usual here on the channel for tomorrow's horse racing action. Well, it wasn't a bad day today, we'll just recap in a minute, but I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who subscribed recently. I see we had a few new subscribers today. If you're here on the channel for the first time, what I do is make horse racing predictions every day in the format of a Lucky 15 bet, and I'm going back to university in September to study a master's degree in sports broadcast and journalism, and my dream job and my passion would be to work as a horse racing journalist. So this is why I created the channel, to gain experience, make content every day, and just have a bit of fun given on my selections what I think will run well, might not run well as well. We have our good days and our bad days. Today wasn't a bad day, and we'll just go through all the runners that were there. It was 3 places today in the end for us, and on the each way angle that made us with some profit, so it wasn't a bad day. There we had Camlan, who came in at 7-1 for us at Kilcarney in the 310. Rachel Blackmore aboard there, gave it a good positive ride. It probably never was going to win with a turn of foot towards the end, but it did enough to beat the rest in the field and managed to come home in 3rd place for us there, our first place of the day. Then our second selection was 500 miles. That didn't place in the end, but for a while it was travelling quite well in the race, but when it was being ridden under pressure, I think it came back in about 4th place in the end, so that was slightly disappointing there, considering that it was quite well backed by a lot of the pundits in the papers the day before, so that was a bit of our negative today. But then we had Albert Boy at Leicester, which was our long shot of the day, who we backed at 11-1 in a nice performance there. It was always prominent throughout. Again, similar story probably to Camlan, didn't probably have the turn of pace to win the race, but it was always prominent and made the frame and did well to finish in 3rd place at a bit of a longer odds there, so that wasn't a bad selection there. Then my nap Leopardstown in the 8:30 was Tilly's Chili, gave a good account of herself, stepping up. Really, that was probably her toughest race yet, but had a bit of credit in that race, leading it at one point, but the horse of Aidan O'Brien, Wild Irish Rose, tracked it down towards the end. It was wandering a little bit all over the place, but won quite nicely and showed a good turn of foot, the Aidan O'Brien horse. But Tilly's Chili ran a good consistent race and maybe is one to keep in the memory bank for future races to see if she could possibly show a little bit of an improvement. So all in all, we were back to some profit today. Even though we didn't have any winners, we had 3 places at credible prices. Tilly's Chili actually placed at 11-2 in the end, so it was a fairly good day, at least picking some good runners, and they at least gave us a chance for our money, and at least we didn't lose anything today. So bear with us for tomorrow's horse racing action. Hopefully we can turn some of those places into winners tomorrow. And our first selection tomorrow on our each way Lucky 15 sees us go to Haydock in the 3:30 with a horse called Punkawallah, 7-2 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Tom Dascombe and Richard Kingscote, who have an unbelievable record when teaming up at Haydock. They ride a lot of winners together. I think our last Tom Dascombe and Richard Kingscote combination was our man in Havana that we tipped a few weeks ago, and that won for us in the end. Hopefully this one will win for us tomorrow. Last time out it made its handicap debut and also turf debut as well, where it won quite nicely, and that was over the course and distance. It's running over tomorrow, and I thought that served it in good stead. It's only been raised £2 by the handicapper, which I think won't be too much of a concern tomorrow, and with that arriving here in good form, Tom Dascombe tends to go well when he gets a horse on a roll, and I thought this horse could definitely have a lot more improvement in the tank to come, and I thought 7-2, that was quite a fair, attractive price for that horse tomorrow, because that could maybe shorten during the day. So that's our first selection there at Haydock. Our second selection tomorrow sees us go to Nottingham in the 4:45 of a horse called Palmerston. Had been running very well of late until last time out it went to Sandown in a Class 2 handicap and was a bit outclassed that day, but ran a credible race. It didn't get beaten by a lot if you actually look at the distances between all the horses. It finished 8th out of 11th in the end, but it was definitely a big step up for that horse. He drops back in grade tomorrow, something more realistic. He's got Josephine Gordon aboard tomorrow, who's a very good jockey, getting the most out of her rides. She tends to use the whip as a last resort. She's more of like a hands and heels jockey, and that comes to very good effect most of the time for her. It's 5-1 bookmakers at the moment. It's trained by Michael Appleby, who's a good trainer, and this horse had been running very well before the Sandown run. I think it was also possibly last time out winner before that Sandown run, only off a £2 lower mark. So all in all, with it not being too bad in the weights tomorrow compared to some of its rivals, I thought that had a very good chance and was quite an attractive price. And that's going to be our second selection at 5-1 tomorrow in the 4:45 at Nottingham. We then turn over to the evening action tomorrow and we go to Newmarket in the 7:10 for our third selection with a horse called Yalta, trained by Mark Johnston. William Buick takes a ride. 5-1 bookmakers at the moment. You might think, why am I going for Yalta? I think Yalta is still a very interesting horse on paper. It had a very good career as a 2-year-old, winning a few times, but since it's made a couple of seasonal reappearances, it hasn't lived up to the expectations and it hasn't really come on yet. But that in mind, it was running in a couple of hard races, and tomorrow is the first time it's going to be dropped back for the season, running over 5 furlongs, where it had one previous to that. I thought that wasn't a bad decision there by Mark Johnston. Try something a bit different, as it had been running not too badly. This horse is run about 5-1 bookmakers at the moment. Mark Johnston's one of those horses trainers that you can sometimes you can't, if you back him, they can sometimes run a shocker, then the next minute they might absolutely blitz home and run a great race. And this horse Yalta seems to be kind of typical of Mark Johnston, but I thought at a price tomorrow, 5-1, he's also gone down the handicap mark a little bit. He'll be receiving a little bit of weight from some of his competitors tomorrow, and I thought he could maybe bounce back and definitely make the frame in the race, and I thought he was a fair price at 5-1. So that's going to be our third selection there tomorrow, Yalta in the 7:10 at Newmarket. Our last selection tomorrow and our nap on the channel. You might have realised that we do a long shot and a nap on most of these vlogs. Technically it's actually a long shot and nap in one tomorrow. So it's kind of like a double bonus as you were. But we go to the 7:40 at Newmarket, and the horse that we've backed here is a horse called Raven's Lady, trained by Marco Botti. George Wood will take the ride tomorrow. He will be able to use his £3 claim, and this horse won over course and distance last time out for its first ever attempt over 6 furlongs, which could definitely suit it again tomorrow. He's only just been raced slightly by the handicapper, but I don't think that's nothing to worry about there. This horse is round about 7-1 with bookmakers at the moment, and I thought he had a really good chance of following up, especially over the course and distance. Newmarket July course tends to be one of those race courses where if a horse has a good record there, it can often run well in future races, and I thought at a price tomorrow he looked very attractive on paper. It's quite a competitive race. I think the Ryan Moore ride is the favourite, but I wasn't really taken with that horse, and I thought this horse could have a lot more to offer over the 6 furlongs. So that's going to be my selection tomorrow, and my nap and my long shot all in one there. Raven's Lady, put my neck out on the line in 7:40 at Newmarket, and hopefully tomorrow we can turn those places that we had today into winners. So hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow. But thanks for all your new subscribers. The more subscribers I can get, the more chance I can improve this channel. I do want to get out there. I have been going to some race courses in about the last month or so, doing some videoing from the parade ring. Unfortunately, I don't really have the time over the next few weeks and also month as well. August I'm going to be very busy, so I'm not really going to have any time to get to the race course and do some vlogging live from the parade ring. But please stay with us, because I really want to improve this channel and take it possibly in a different direction in the future. Still doing our Lucky 15 predictions, but maybe getting out to some race horse in stables, because I don't live too far away from like Lambourne, that kind of area where there's a lot of good horse trainers, and just seeing what they do in their stables, how they prepare horses for races, how jockeys and owners and trainers look at targeting horses for each race, and just show you behind the scenes of horse racing and the sport that I love. And the more people that subscribe and like the videos, the more chance we can make that happen. So please continue to support us here at Lucky Loaders 15. Also as well, if you don't know, you can follow us on Twitter at Lucky Loaders 15, the same on Facebook as well. We tend to be more active on Twitter, so that's probably the best place to follow us on social media. Also as well, gamble responsibly, don't gamble too much. If you're a heavy gambler, know when to stop. you don't have to do my bets. They're just something that I do for a bit of fun, which I think will run well and reach the frame tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have a good day of profit tomorrow and turn those places into winners. So you've been watching Lucky Loaders 15. Hope you'll have a good day's horse racing tomorrow. Also as well, just quick to mention, leave your comments in the comments box below on what you think might run well tomorrow. Let us know your naps. Let us know what you think are your red hot tips tomorrow, or have a go at me and go against me and select what you think might run well in the races that I've selected. I see a few of you sometimes do that, and it's always a bit of fun reading what you guys have to say. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, like the videos for more horse racing daily content here on Lucky Loaders 15, and we'll be seeing you soon.